Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was this project. There are many nitty-gritty details beneath the course offering and student exchange experience. So next up, I'll take you through the administrative roadmap to review the challenges and obstacles we faced. But before that, I'd like you to take a moment and put yourself in the position of the project team. What do you think will be the biggest challenge in implementing this project? To kick off the project, we first needed a cross-institutional course-sharing agreement. While drafting this agreement, we hit our first obstacle. With the spirit of content sharing, we were hoping that students could receive both grades and credits from a partner institution. But we soon realized that wasn't possible, because the 4 institutions actually have different GPA systems. CUHK's maximum GPA is 4.0, and there's no A+ grade. While both Hong Kong U and HKUST's maximum GPA is 4.3, it is 4.5 for Poly U. Does this difference surprise you? Wait for more to come. Now that grade transfer is not possible, we pursue the second best outcome, transferring credits to satisfy students' general education and Common Core requirement. And in order to do so, the courses being offered must be reviewed under each institution's general education or Common Core curriculum. So we submitted all 11 courses to the curriculum committees and offices for review. And in some cases, revision or supplement of information were needed. Thankfully, we were able to credit all 11 courses at 4 institutions and have the agreement signed in time for the first semester of 2018. And now we're on to bigger challenges. It turned out that the 4 institutions had more differences than just the GPAs. They have different general education curriculum, course registration systems, learning management systems, and semester timetable. You heard me right. The 4 institutions are following different timetables, and consequently, different course registration period and add and drop period. To mitigate these differences and establish a workflow, we invited administrators from 4 institutions to brainstorm solutions. They come from different sectors, and their expertise helped us to find a common ground. Here, for discussion's sake, let's get familiar with a few terms. Home institution is where students are registered at. Host institution is where the shared course is offered. Visiting students refer to those who are taking the shared courses at a different institution. And now, let's move on to the workflow. We began with the course registration system, which is the most rigid aspect of the operation. Administrators first agreed that visiting students' course registration should be processed by the home institution. Yet for each institution, they should adopt an approach most suitable for their own situation. So CUHK and Poly U students would register with their student information system. And for HKUST and Hong Kong U, students need to submit a separate registration form, either in paper or online. Then the next consideration is time. Given that students are registering through their own institution system, it was then reasonable that they also follow the home institution's registration and add and drop period. So up to now, everything is still happening within the home institution, just like normal course registration. Then we come to the sharing part. And here, let's put it into a context. For example, a CUHK student registering for a Hong Kong U course. She will first register through CUHK SIS, then CUHK administrator will send her registration information to the Hong Kong U administrator. Here, the information will go to 3 parties: registry, LMS team, and the course team. Registry will create a visiting student account under Hong Kong U's SIS. This is a necessary step to officially enroll the student and generate a transcript upon course completion. The LMS team will create a guest account for the student to access the online learning platform. The student can now begin her online learning. At the same time, the administrator at Hong Kong U will also send the information to the course team, so they are aware of the student's enrollment. If this process already sounds complicated to you, try to imagine what would happen when a student changed their mind during the add and drop period. Every action from the student will trigger another full cycle of this workflow. To facilitate this manual sharing process, the administrators developed a template to standardize the format of information and used the shared Google Drive for efficient sharing. But even so, the amount of manual work is substantial. As you could imagine, the first round of course registration was quite hectic. At the end of the first semester, we invited administrators for a focus group discussion on feedback and possible improvements. In general, they showed great support and enthusiasm for the project. Most distinctly, administrators appreciate the opportunity to work with colleagues from different institutions and learn from each other's experiences and practices. Although the manual work required for course registration is daunting and time-consuming, they also felt rewarding seeing how responsive students are and how much they're enjoying their learning experiences. Reflecting on the practices in the first semester, they offered valuable insights for improvement. The most outstanding concern is the semester timetable difference. Students who enroll during their home institution's add and drop period might miss up to 5 sessions in the early part of the course. This is obviously not in the best learning interest of the visiting students. So we agreed that starting from the second academic year, students should follow the host institution's add-drop period to make course selection choices. Another concern was related to students' accounts and access to online learning platforms. There is a time gap between students' enrollment is confirmed and their accounts being created. This gap resulted in some students not having access to the online learning platform when course commenced. Unfortunately, this was not resolvable given the workflow we adopted. So the only solution is for administrators to share registration information as early, as frequent as possible. Other than that, administrators also reported issues regarding non-local students and students with special educational needs. Non-local students are required to obtain a non-objection letter from the immigration office in order to participate in the project. The Hong Kong U team has been trying to resolve the issue by reaching out to immigration office through Hong Kong U Registry, but unfortunately, the response was negative. As to students with special educational needs, such information is confidential and usually provided to the course teacher through SIS directly. With the manual handling of visiting students' information, their SE information should also be sent directly to the course teacher with full confidentiality. Another observation from the administrators was that students did not fully understand the requirements and logistics of the project before enrolling in the shared courses. This resulted in some missed registration and late drop requests, which then triggered more manual work. Also, there was a need to enhance the publicity of the project so that we could maximize the quota allocated to the shared courses. In response to these observations and suggestions, we revamped the project website to make it more appealing and informative. Also, we produced a promo video with students' endorsement. Moreover, we hosted a half-day project orientation program before the second academic year commences. Using this opportunity, we collected important students' information and informed students of the procedures and requirements for their course taking and credit transferring. This approach largely reduced the overhead burden faced by the administrators. With these improvements in place, the operation for the second academic year was much smoother. With the synergy generated among administrators, they were able to communicate, synchronize in a more effective manner. The promotion also took effect, and the project enrollment figure peaked in the first semester of 2019, with over 150 visiting students getting their credit transferred. As to this current semester, despite the ongoing COVID-19 impact, over 50 students are still enrolled in the project and are on their way to complete their local, but now virtual exchange experiences. I hope this video has helped you understand how this content sharing project was realized at the operation level. What was new to you, and what was unexpected? Have you had similar experiences in Hong Kong or anywhere else? And most importantly, what have you learned from this project sharing? And what advice would you give to us? We hope to hear your thoughts in the comment box below. Also under this video, you can find a more detailed timeline documenting the key stages, periods, and project milestones. Again, none of these would be possible without our dedicated administrators. So thank you again on behalf of the project team, the teachers, and the students.